Imagine waking up 1,000 years from now, your body young, your mind sharp, and death just a distant memory. What once belonged in the realm of myth and fantasy is now creeping into scientific labs and billion-dollar startups. Could humans be the first species to defeat death? Are we, right now, standing on the edge of immortality? Let's explore the ancient dreams, the cutting-edge science, and the mind-bending future of humanity's greatest quest, living forever. The desire to cheat death is older than civilization itself. In ancient Mesopotamia, the Epic of Gilgamesh told the story of a king's desperate search for eternal life. He failed, but the idea lived on. The ancient Egyptians mummified bodies to preserve them for the afterlife. In China, emperors drank mercury elixirs, hoping to achieve immortality, ironically leading to early deaths. The mythical elixir of life became a centuries-long obsession. In Greek mythology, the gods offered eternal life, but it always came with a twist. Like Tithonus, who was granted immortality but not eternal youth. He lived forever, as a shriveled, whispering husk. In every culture, from the Hindu concept of Amrita to the fountain of youth sought by Spanish explorers, the dream was always the same. Avoid death, no matter the cost. But myths were all we had, until now. Let's get one thing straight. Aging isn't just about gray hair and wrinkles, it's a disease. At least, that's how many scientists now view it. Aging is driven by processes like cellular senescence, cells that stop dividing but don't die, DNA damage, telomere shortening, and inflammation. Think of your body like a machine. Over time, the parts wear out. But what if we could replace or repair those parts? That's where modern anti-aging research comes in. Scientists are targeting these cellular processes like never before. They're not just trying to slow aging, they're trying to reverse it. And the results are surprising. Let's start with gene editing. Tools like CRISPR-Cas9 allow scientists to rewrite our genetic code. In 2015, Chinese scientists used CRISPR on human embryos. More recently, researchers have edited genes in adults to treat diseases. What if we could target genes that control aging itself? Enter SIRT6, a gene linked to DNA repair and longevity. Mice modified to overexpress SIRT6 lived longer and had fewer age-related diseases. Then there's NAD+, a molecule that declines with age. Harvard scientist Dr. David Sinclair and his team found that boosting NAD+ levels in mice made them biologically younger. Human trials are ongoing. Now let's talk senolytics, drugs that kill zombie cells, also known as senescent cells. These cells clutter tissues and fuel inflammation. In one experiment, old mice given senolytics ran twice as far on treadmills as untreated mice. Human trials using dasatinib and quercetin are already underway. And don't forget metformin, a cheap diabetes drug. Studies show it might slow aging and reduce the risk of cancer and dementia. The TAME trial, targeting aging with metformin, is the first ever trial treating aging as a disease. Oh, and Altos Labs, a biotech startup funded by Jeff Bezos, is pouring billions into cellular reprogramming. The goal? Reset cells to a youthful state without turning them cancerous. It's like giving your cells a clean slate. This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now. If you had unlimited money, would you spend it trying to live forever? Some billionaires already are. Jeff Bezos invested in Altos Labs. His rival, Peter Thiel, calls death a problem to be solved and backs multiple anti-aging companies. Google's parent company, Alphabet, even launched Calico, a secretive longevity lab with top scientists and over $2 billion in funding. Then there's Brian Johnson, a tech millionaire spending $2 million a year trying to reverse his age. He eats 2,000 calories a day, monitors his blood constantly, and takes over 100 pills daily. Some tests show his biological age is now a decade younger than his actual age. Even Elon Musk has hinted at brain-computer interfaces like Neuralink being a step toward mind preservation, and maybe one day, digital immortality. Are these people just afraid of death? Maybe, but they're also driving humanity's most radical experiments in longevity. Whether it works or not, they've already pushed the boundary further than ever before. But what if biology is too fragile? Some futurists believe the key to immortality isn't fixing the body, it's leaving it behind. This idea is called mind uploading. The theory? One day we'll scan the human brain in such detail that it can be simulated on a computer. Your thoughts, memories, and consciousness copied into digital form. You could live in a virtual world or transfer between robotic bodies, never aging, never dying. Sounds insane? Maybe, but serious people are working on it. The Blue Brain project in Switzerland is trying to digitally simulate the brain, neuron by neuron. In the US, the Connectomy project is mapping the trillions of connections in our brains. Elon Musk's Neuralink is building brain chips to read and write neural signals. Today, it's helping paralyzed people control computers. Tomorrow, who knows? Russian entrepreneur Dmitry Itskov launched the 2045 initiative, a roadmap to transfer consciousness into machines by mid-century. But there's a problem. We still don't know what consciousness is. Even if we could simulate a brain, would the copy really be you, or just a clever ghost? While billionaires fund labs and build futuristic tech, a growing underground movement is already testing the limits of human life, from their own homes and bodies. Welcome to the world of biohackers and longevity communities. These aren't your average scientists. They're a mix of tech enthusiasts, wellness obsessives, and radical self-experimenters who believe the future of immortality starts now, without waiting for FDA approval. One of the most famous figures in this scene is Liz Parrish, the CEO of BioViva. She made headlines when she claimed to be the first human to undergo experimental gene therapy for aging. According to her, the treatment lengthened her telomeres and reversed biological markers of age. Critics were skeptical, but the idea caught fire. Then there's Zoltan Istvan, a transhumanist entrepreneur who ran for US president with one central promise: extend life using science and technology. His campaign bus was a modified coffin on wheels, symbolizing his mission to bury death. These movements have gone global. In places like Japan, where aging populations are a national issue, longevity clinics are using stem cells and blood plasma therapies to attempt age reversal. In the US and Europe, conferences like RaidFest, Revolution Against Aging and Death, attract thousands of attendees who discuss everything from peptide stacks to brain-enhancing nootropics. Some people inject themselves with growth hormones. Others follow extreme caloric restriction, mimicking what some studies suggest can prolong life in animals. Many use wearables and real-time blood testing to track how sleep, food, and supplements affect their biology daily. This is the age of data-driven life extension. One subculture, called quantified selfers, believes you can optimize the body like a machine, track everything, tweak everything, and eventually find a personal formula to beat aging. They monitor heart rate variability, glucose levels, microbiome diversity, and even brainwave patterns. Popular biohackers like Ben Greenfield or Dave Asprey promote protocols involving cold plunges, red light therapy, infrared saunas, and exotic diets. Some claim to age backwards, but by combining ancestral living with cutting-edge tech. But with no regulation, the movement carries real risks. In 2019, a man in Florida injected himself with a DIY CRISPR kit to try and boost muscle growth. No one knows what long-term damage that caused. Some longevity supplements interfere with medications. Others have never been tested in humans. Still, the mindset is spreading fast. Why wait to live longer when you can start now? This grassroots revolution is blurring the line between personal health and cutting-edge science. While traditional medicine moves slowly, these communities are pushing forward, sometimes recklessly, sometimes brilliantly, but always driven by one goal: to make death optional. Even if we can achieve immortality, should we? Some philosophers argue that death gives life meaning. Without it, would anything matter? There's also the risk of extreme inequality. What happens when only the rich can afford to extend their lives? Could immortality become the ultimate status symbol? And what about overpopulation? If nobody dies, Earth's resources would stretch to the breaking point. Would we be forced to stop having children? Or consider the psychological toll. Living for centuries could lead to boredom, depression, or even madness. Could the human mind cope with eternal life? Religion adds another layer. Many belief systems see death as a transition, not an error to fix. Would eternal life on Earth disrupt spiritual beliefs? Some worry that trying to avoid death at all costs might make us less human. Others say, that's the point. So, are humans close to becoming immortal? Not yet, but we've taken the first real steps. Anti-aging drugs are entering clinical trials. Gene editing is evolving fast. Billionaires are backing moonshot projects. And digital immortality, while far away, is no longer a joke. We may not live forever today, but a child born this year might live to see their 150th birthday, or even their 500th. The boundary between science and science fiction is getting thinner by the day. For thousands of years, immortality was a fantasy, tales whispered in tombs and temples. But now, it's an engineering challenge, a biological puzzle, a software update away. Maybe we're not meant to live forever. Or maybe we're about to evolve into something entirely new. Here's the question: if death becomes optional, will you choose to live forever? Let us know in the comments. And if this video made you think, even a little, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay curious. Because the future is just getting started.